This just into our newsroom in the last half hour. Santa Fe police are investigating a deadly hit and run this morning. We know this happened about 3 a.m. this morning on St. Francis Drive, right between San Mateo and Alta Vista Streets. We're told a man was walking across the street when he was hit and killed. Police are not talking about who could have done it, but we do know right now southbound St. Francis Drive from Cordova to San Mateo closed, and it's going to stay that way until 7 this morning. If you happen to see this or if you know who might have done it, police there would like to hear from you.
Also new this morning, veterans will soon have a new place to help them get back on their feet in Rio Rancho. Last
night, the City Council there approved zoning for a new veterans shelter. It's a huge building behind Shane Donofrio's home. He started a group that helps veterans reintegrate into society called What Would You Give? Now the shelter will give vets a place to stay and a lot more.
Get them back on their feet. Give them all the education, all the tools that they need to be productive citizens of the United States of America.
The shelter has been a little controversial, though. At least two neighbors didn't want it there. Matthew and Catherine Hines sent in this letter saying the shelter plan doesn't consider what it could do to property values, traffic, and more. Donofrio says the shelter will have 10 veterans there max and will go through a background check. A former state senator who helped steal millions of your money in one of the state's biggest corruption cases now says he might be getting cheated. News 13's Alex Goldsmith has the latest in the Manny Aragon saga.
The feds say Manny Aragon personally pocketed at least $650 grand for his crimes. But it's another chunk of change he owes that has him up in arms. In 2009, Aragon was sentenced to 5.5 years in federal prison for helping to inflate invoices for construction of Albuquerque's Metropolitan Courthouse as part of a scheme that stole more than $4 million from taxpayers. As part of his sentence, Aragon is supposed to pay a massive court fine and $650 grand in restitution to the state. On top of that, Aragon and the other defendants in the case are supposed to shell out $541,000 in additional restitution, money split among themselves. But Aragon's attorney, Ray Tuig, says his client may be paying more than his fair share. Tuig is asking the feds for accounting of how much everyone's coughed up so far. The state treasurer's office tells us Aragon has paid more in restitution so far than co-defendant Toby Martinez. Martinez stole more than 3 times what Aragon did. The state treasurer's office says it's recovered about 1/3 of what was stolen so far. In the Newsplex, Alex Goldsmith, KRQE News 13.
We reached out to both Ray Tuig and the U.S. Attorney's Office, and neither wanted to talk about that story. A drug kingpin in Santa Fe County keeps on catching some big breaks, and now probation officers are very frustrated about it. Every time Jose Mario Trujillo violates his probation officers say they ask the judge to put him back in prison. Now, originally, Trujillo got 10 years in prison, but Judge Michael Vigil let him go with 1 year in jail and 5 years of supervised release. Now, Trujillo has been arrested 5 times in total, and the second time in just 13 months.
They found approximately 12 ounces of heroin in a backpack. Also some Xanax, cocaine, oxycodone, and some cash.
Well, last time Trujillo was arrested was on Monday. It's after state police say they found those drugs, nearly $5,000 worth of them, and another $5 grand in cash in a home outside of Chimayo that they say was linked to him. We asked Judge Vigil, who's now retired, why he let Trujillo off easy, and he says he cannot talk about the case. Well, the grandmother of a woman killed by an APD sergeant who ran a red light wants to know why the department has not fired him.
Until now, the Browder family has remained quiet about Sergeant Adam Casaus. 3.5 months ago, Casaus is accused of speeding through a red light at Paseo del Norte and Eagle Nest in the middle of the night and hitting and killing Ashley Browder. Well, Casaus claims he was chasing a drunk driver, but investigators say that is not the case. Casaus is now charged with vehicular homicide, but he is still on paid leave. Multiple sources tell us he is using his time off to work at a car dealership. Browder's family is upset because they say in the past, Police Chief Ray Schultz has fired officers who have been indicted on felony charges.
The family would like to see Casaus fired and not be on paid vacation, to send a message to all the other police officers that you cannot do this and not be punished.
The Browder family says they have made numerous calls to the chief, but have received no answer. The city says once the internal investigation is done, Casaus could be fired.
Today, we could learn more about a deadly double shooting in Taos County this week. Sheriff's deputies went to a home in Talpa Tuesday night and found Matthew Vigil shot in the head and killed, and Roger Gage shot several times in the chest. He is still alive. Later, investigators arrested Marcos Zuazo in connection with the shooting. Deputies say he knew one of the men. Santa Fe's new jail guard right here has 4 legs. Bixie, Bond, or Critterton. Say that 3 times fast. Is a 19-month-old drug-sniffing German Shepherd. Jail hired Bixie as a proactive way to get drugs out of the lockup. Bixie and the K9 team are trained to do random searches as well as sweep the entire jail. She's been on the job for about a month now, and the jail's leaders say Bixie has been outstanding.
The hunt continues for a Texas woman who authorities say took money from schools, including some right here in New Mexico. 30-year-old Suzette Cherie Timmons allegedly received thousands of dollars in financial aid from schools, including New Mexico State University, Western New Mexico University, and Northern New Mexico College. Officials say she never completed any online courses, even though the money was already applied toward her tuition. Timmons is reported to have withdrawn from 13 colleges or universities since 2009. Damian Garcia, the transgender teen who was born a girl but fought to graduate as a boy, did not participate in the graduation ceremony yesterday.
Damian didn't walk because St. Pius High didn't compromise and let Damian wear the gowns that boys wear. Damian Garcia wanted to wear the black robes that boys traditionally wear at the Catholic school's commencement instead of the white that girls wear, but because Damian's birth certificate still says female, the school said the teen must wear white, and although Damian and other supporters fought for it, the school did not reverse its decision. The Red Cross, along with us at KRQE, will be holding a phone bank this afternoon from 4 to 6 to help get donations for everyone in Moore, Oklahoma. Donations are also needed for the animals there, including blankets, crates, food, water, bowls, literally everything. Some animal rescue groups around Albuquerque are collecting these things this week. To find out where you can help out, go to krqe.com. A lot of people there need an awful lot of help. $2 billion in damage, 13,000 homes destroyed.